And welcome everyone to our virtual co-working write-in and edit-in events. I'm Coral Sands, author and one of your quest guides for today's writing event.
And I'm Ansley Ashe, author and co-quest guide.
To keep myself accountable, I love write-in events. We get to meet so many different writers from around the world. And today we are going to be doing sprints with prompts followed by short breaks.
During our short breaks, we will be chatting a bit so you can get to know us.
We're live on YouTube, but feel free to watch the VOD afterwards so you can pause if you need more time with the prompts. And while you're on YouTube, please click subscribe so you don't miss us go live.
And don't forget to share. We appreciate all the support you've shown us so far. Before we get much further, let's discuss our upcoming events. Coral, will you tell them what we've got?
All right, we have November is the start of Novel Quest. And we're so excited. On November 1st, starting at 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Central is our kickoff party, and we are featuring the amazing Zee Lacson. And then Sundays at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central, and then every Thursdays at 6:30 to 8:30 Central, and then we will kind of make everything come together at the end for December 1st, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Thank goodness it's over party. But don't worry, I will post all of our upcoming events on our Facebook group called The Writing Quest, as well as our Substack if you want to have them emailed directly to you to remind you when our events are. I'll leave a link in the description. So Ansley, what are we going to do today?
Well, it's October, and that means #Preptober, where we provide prompts to help writers take their ideas and flesh them out to an outline to be prepared for November's Novel Quest.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. All right, so on that, we are going to go ahead and start prompt 1. What is prompt 1, Ansley?
So right now, this is just a brain dump. All of those ideas that you have swirling inside your head for where that novel is going, it's time to put them down so that you can start to organize them. So let's just get every silly, crazy, doesn't matter idea out and put it on paper.
Absolutely. Now we're going to go ahead and put 5 minutes on the clock. And let's go ahead and start this. Oh my goodness, that 5 minutes went so fast. How did you do, Ansley?
Yeah, I got my checklist for everything I still need to complete before I'm ready to start writing. I feel so fortunate that this year I have most of my scenes have already been written on a note card. So I'm just in the process of organizing those note cards and really fleshing out an outline. And it feels a lot like this novel is going to just write itself, and it's beyond exciting.
We love that. Yeah, I have all of mine done on note cards as well. I got my note cards. I'm still working on the last 10 cards. I did not get to that yesterday as much as I really wanted to. But I've been having the hardest time getting these last 10 because it's so important. And so I am really going to work really hard after we get done with this stream. I'm definitely going to be working on that. So that we can start, because oh my gosh, our next time that we meet again is November 1st for our kickoff party, and I'm so stoked for that.
I am stoked to get started, but even more stoked that my buddy Zee Lacson is going to be here. She's just amazing, and I can't wait to see what she's going to bring for us. And we do so many cool things together, and I just can't wait to introduce her to the world.
Oh, that's amazing. Can you tell us, we only have a few minutes left of our break, but can you tell us just a little bit about Zee?
Yes, I met Zee quite by accident, and together we do a street festival, a literary street festival called Grace Lake Author Fest. She immigrated to America from the Philippines, and her current book, Twice Removed, delved into a specific aspect of Philippine folklore, and it has just really been selling like wildfires because she's an amazing writer, and she's an amazing leader, and she's an amazing friend. So, like, I am just so excited to have her here. I'm so excited she could do this with us. It's just, whoo. Just so much. It's so much fun to do the big events with her. Yeah, she's just a lot of fun. So
that sounds super exciting, and I cannot wait to meet her.
I know. I can't believe you haven't met yet, but yes, I am just introducing all of my friends to everybody. So, like, very fortunate.
I love it. All right. So we do have a few minutes left of our break. For everybody, please make sure that you're staying hydrated. So don't forget to drink some water. And before we get started on our next one, what is our next prompt, Ansley?
So our next prompt is delved a little in my world, because the title of my book is Gossip. So we're going to ask you, what is the gossip in your world? Just so you can get a little bit of world building and a little bit of controversy going to get those juices flowing, because, you know, it's almost November.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. This is exciting. I have to think of what gossip is in my world, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be writing about. So it should be really interesting.
I know. Who's talking about whom behind their back? What is it that everybody needs to know but nobody wants to say? That's so juicy. And I feel like that really gives like a little bit of character dynamics too. So can't wait.
Absolutely. Yes. And who is the people doing the gossiping? Like, that's the part that I want to know. Like, who's the gossipers? Because those are the people we need to know so we can get all.
Well, and then I feel like there are two types of gossips. The gossips that two friends have between each other just to kind of pass on the news in your friend group. And then there are the people who gossip for a living, who are either out to hurt you or out to prove that they know something. And those are the ones that are way more fun to write scenes about.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds so fun. Okay, we have a few seconds before we start this prompt. So I want everybody to take a deep breath. We can totally do this. Okay. Let's get ready to write about all the juicy gossip in our world. Let's do this. 5 minutes. Okay. Hello. How did everybody do on the 5 minutes?
I did great. It's so interesting
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I did great. I mean, I know who's who in this world and what they're saying to everyone. So, like, yeah, I was like, yeah, those motivations are fun.
Yes, absolutely. I did a little bit about the gossips, and then I was like, no, I need to explain a little bit about these councils. And so now I need to get into who these people are. So I spent a little bit of time with that, and I definitely identified a piece that I need to spend a little bit more time figuring out who they are. So I'm glad we did that exercise.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of brain work, trying to figure out like exactly who's who and where it goes. And like, it's just a really fun way to kind of get like those sticky spots, like figure out where those sticky spots are, because that's generally how I figure it out. Is like, oh, what's the gossip going on in the world? And then, like, oh, this isn't well thought out about because nobody's going to say something about that. And if characters aren't going to talk about it, it's not important enough to be in your novel, and it's not important enough to drive the plot. So for me, it's an interesting exercise.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. And I definitely have one person that is doing most of the gossip. But because of that, that's going to be a person that people are going to have to get to know a little bit. And I did not know that before we did this exercise. So it's really, really good that we did it. Oh my goodness. Now, I am kind of excited about our next prompt. Can you tell me a little bit about what we are going to be doing next?
So it's important to get the basic structure of your story down on paper or on the computer. Some people call them signposts or beats. The most important beats of your stories are the inciting incident, what changes the path, which is what changes the path for your main character, your rising action, where the trials and tribulations happen, your climax, which is where the big conflict or battle with the big baddie takes place, and your falling action, what happens after your climax. That's called your ending. So we need to spend a little bit of time, figuring out what each of these really big moments are and putting them in some sort of order so that we can take our scenes and make sure they build in the correct order.
Oh, and I definitely need to do this. So we're going to spend the next 10 minutes. We're going to give you 10 minutes this time to really dive into what are the 5 big things that need to happen in your story. And this is going to, if you are not a plotter, then this is, I would say, the bare minimum of what you should know before you get into diving into your first go at it.
Yeah, you should definitely know where it's inside your head, if nowhere else.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm definitely more of a pantser than a plotter. So for me, I try to get down these 5 things, and then I know that I'm good to go to begin. And I don't know these 5 things, so this is definitely going to be a really good exercise for me.
I already know mine, but but making sure that it does it correctly, that's the most important thing, because a mystery novel is so structured that if you miss it, you miss it. So yeah, it's really important to get it down.
Absolutely. Okay, we have a few seconds left before. So again, I want to remind everybody to hydrate, and we are going to take a deep breath. And we're going to do this. All right, let's do it. 10 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Okay, and that ding means his time is up.
Look at us having problems stopping.
Right.
I know, look at us. We're so caught up in our stories, we can't stop. So amazing.
Oh my goodness. It was good. No, what a great exercise. I am really happy with what I got down. How about you?
Yeah, it really can see how like outlining can take shape if you're an outliner, like when you have those 5 things, and you know, like when I went in there and to like color code them and number them, and then all of a sudden it starts lining up and you're like, oh, that's how that should work. Yeah, it felt fine.
Yeah, oh my goodness. But this is, you mentioned before that you're writing a mystery, but this isn't your first mystery. I hear little birdies tell me that you have a story called let's see if I can remember off the top of my head. The Big Intersection.
Yes, it's out now on Amazon. Yes, and in fact, it's the first in this series. So Gossip picks up this exact same set of characters about a year after that story takes place. It's the 3rd or 4th story in the series. So yeah, so it's just I love Allison. She's my protagonist. She solves them all. She's a journalist. So I kind of don't like having amateur detectives out there. I don't like having them out there and they don't have a reason to be at the crime scene. So we gave Allison a professional reason to be there, and kind of like gave her just some like traits that she would have, and you know. So yeah, I love her as a character, but stuff does not always work out well for her. So beware.
Yes. That sounds really, really good. What is the Big Intersection about?
So I got this idea because I was taking my oldest child to go get a paycheck, and we got stopped at a stoplight, and the person in front of us didn't go. And I was like, oh my gosh, what could be wrong? But it was just the one stoplight, and the car in front of us moved ahead. But by the time I drove home, I had a locked room mystery where a guy gets stabbed in a car. And the number one suspect is, of course, Justine, Allison's daughter, who's in the car with her at the same time. And I just thought that was an endlessly fun premise for a story. Like, well, if she was in the car with her at the time and the guy's dying of a stab wound, how did that happen? And why would anybody believe that? And it's just a really fun ride to be on. So, yeah, it was
goodness.
An amazing.
It sounds super interesting and fun, and I love mysteries, so that is right up my alley.
Yay!
All right. We have a few minutes before our very last prompt. What is our last prompt?
So the next thing is, I have problems, wrapping everything up because a denouement or where they explain out the crime is so important in mysteries. So after the climax, what happens to your character? What changes have they made? What are the things that you need to include to really wrap that novel up, to wrap this story up, to put like a bow on it? It's so important in my work, and your story is going to be stronger for it, I feel, just my personal opinion. So I would like to give everybody a moment to kind of think about that so we know where we end.
All right. And we're going to give a full 10 minutes because this is, as Ansley said, one of the most important things for your story is how this is going to wrap up and how your character has changed throughout the process of the book. And so all of those things are going to be super interesting and important. Okay, we have a few seconds left. Everybody, do not forget, hydrate yourselves. We are going to dive in and start. We have 10 minutes on the clock. Everybody take a deep breath. Okay, let's do this.
That has been a really great experience. I love doing these things with you girls. Thanks so much for being here today.
We just finished a 1-hour roping marathon, and as a reminder, our kickoff event is on Friday, November 1st at 6:30 p.m. Central. We will have special guest author Zee Lacson to join us.
Before we go, we must thank our producer, David McGinnis. We could not do any of this without him. He created all of the graphics, animation, music, and produced this event.
And don't forget to do all the things to help the algorithm. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, whatever. Every little bit helps. Find us on all the social medias and subscribe to our Substack to get reminders sent to your mailbox.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.